I do tend to keep an eye on the comments and maybe answer a couple of questions. I mean, that's if you're here live. That's the advantage of doing this live. But if you're not, no worries, because it's YouTube. So anything that's live becomes a video after the live. So yeah, yes. Hi, Michelle and Chris and Jody and Judy and Angela. So you're the only ones in, or at least commenting so far. Um, in my screen, it says that there's 0 people on. Okay. I guess I'm talking to air then, but it just switched to 9. But that's what I mean. It takes a couple of minutes for the live people to get their notifications and to tune in. So, first question of the day: are we coffee, tea, or caffeine free on a beautiful but crisp, chilly Sunday morning here in the Catskill Mountains of New York? Ah, 3 more people just jumped in. Hi, Lisa, Suzette, and Rose. Hi, good morning. So firstly, at 1 o'clock, it's now 11:00 something, like 11:05 maybe Eastern time, and um, so at 1 o'clock Eastern time, so whatever that is for you, we have Krista coming all the way from Germany to share her expertise in feng shui and how you can make your home more energetically functional to align with these ascension energies of 2023. So I'm real excited to have her. That's going to be 1 o'clock. It's going to be a live interview. So more people are coming in. Hi, Amy of Elevated Intuition, Tarot, and Spirituality. Welcome. Laura, Belly, Paula, Suzette, and Carissa's in. Cafe. Oh, I'm black tea, coffee tea. I'm black tea this morning. I got up early. I'm still cat sitting, so I got out of bed. I do about an hour of meditation. Then I hit that cold shower, which basically it's almost like I think it's like icicles now in January coming out of my faucets. It really does the job. So I do that's a Kundalini yoga thing. And then I had a shaman that I work with from Machu Picchu that told me to do cold showers. And then I got into Wim Hof's work a little bit, and he's all about cold therapy and how if we can really face the cold, how we can learn so much about ourselves. And I'm not going to go too into that this morning because it's one of my topics that I could probably talk for hours about all the benefits. But anyways, that's just a little snippet of my morning routine, and then rush over, drive up the mountain, feed the cats, come back here. And now I'm with you. So very good. Hi, Mary, and who else? Celts. Good morning, everybody. So I think people are coming in. So let's talk, just a tad about astrology. But I always direct people to Armand Diaz, who does a weekly forecast and a monthly forecast and a seasonal forecast based on astrology on this YouTube channel, Integral Astrology. And I haven't seen it yet. And I try not to see anything that anybody else is saying before I do my tarot time, and then I'll check what he said and see how it lines up. I do know. Let me see. Well, my ephemeris is nearby. What's going on? Well, a couple of rocking birthdays today. David Jones, but you guys know him as David Bowie. His birthday would have been today. Well, it is today. He passed in 2016, which is crazy. It seems like it was just yesterday, but he passed now 7 years ago. And so you guys have heard of David Bowie? Just checking. We get a lot of millennials here. Also, it's Elvis Presley's birthday. So, we're talking about a couple of very well-known rocking Capricorns that are dancing in the spirit world right now with us. And very good. So, Fletch, so what are you guys saying? Love Wim Hof. Yes, I do too. Wim Hof, all these guys, that are teaching us how to really, you raise our vibration. Yes, I remember David Bowie. Yes, I hope so. I love how you don't check out his work until you're channeling. All right, I can flash a few comments. Why not? Although I can also read them just as well. New member. We like new members. Hi. CW. Hi. Very good. And we're saying 1-7. Oh, Nicholas Tesla. I thank you. I say I didn't know that. So he passed basically yesterday's an anniversary. Uh, but we actually lived in the Catskills. Gosh, I didn't even know that. And I live in the Catskills. I mean, I know of a lot of musicians that lived here, that live here because I'm basically how many miles from Woodstock? About 11 miles from the village of Woodstock. So I met a few up here. Tony Levin, Jerry Murata of the Peter Gabriel band back in the day, or what comes to me. But that's interesting. I think Bowie lived all over, but Bowie's all over. So what we do here is I'll do a meditation card for us. We'll do a 3-card spread. This could be what's going on in your life personally. It could be what's going on in this community, and more generally what's going on in the world around us. I mean, I came into this year feeling very, very positive. If you guys haven't checked out the 2023 full psychic forecast, the forecast that I made on New Year's Day, it's up on the channel, and went into a fair amount of detail, and I got some beautiful channel messages through the master teachers that I'm really proud of. Um, so he passed in the Catskills. This is something that I should know. Why don't I know this? Because I love David Bowie. I was just listening to Ziggy Stardust. That's my favorite Bowie album. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Although they're all great. Hello, no longer get notifications. You may have to hit that bell again. The YouTube notification system is not perfect, Claire. Yes. All right. So what else are we getting? I love this community too. Thank you. Not getting 2030 must be awesome. Yeah, may be awesome. Yeah, and I explained a little bit about this when I did the forecast. That generally, like, I'm always hopeful and optimistic. That's just my nature. But realistically, I'm not just saying this. I don't say this every single year. I'll put it this way: I came into this year feeling really optimistic and hopeful, and we have an interesting week astrologically. The aspects are very good. Then they get a little bit harder as we start to get into the Martin Luther King. So we're still in the full moon vibe, as it were, till right around the 11th or the 12th, when the moon comes out of gibbous, out of its sun moon trine. Anyway, there's a couple of interesting things that I noticed here. Yes. Oh, yeah. This was the interesting one. Today, the Mercury and Uranus are trining, and energetically, Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury, so they're a similar vibe, but Uranus tend to be more like the higher mind and higher consciousness, where Mercury represents the mind and the nervous system and everything. So they're favorable. There's a couple of other favorable aspects, and that, like I said, it gets a little bit harder as we get into Martin Luther King. But we also have Mars is stationing now. It's going to go stationary direct on the 12th, so that's on Thursday. So it's in its station. In other words, Mars really isn't going to move more than a degree for the next 2.5 weeks or so. And and when Mars stations, things can really get bogged down, because that's the planet of energy. And then Mercury is also retrograde. You have the planet of movement and the planet of energy. Kind of, when it's retrograde, we're meant to go inward, whatever these planets represent to us. So we're meant to go within, more meditation. I feel like some of you are being drawn to writing a little bit more, or started to write, or started to pick up your writing again. So good for you. This is a good energy for that. And very good. So what else? Just check, looking at your content. You're an hour north of Boston. Yeah. Good morning from Boston. Good morning, Boston. My son lives in Boston. I'm going to call him later too. Say, how's the weather in Boston? He lives on Commonwealth Avenue. Right back to what line is it? The N train or one of the, I don't know. Anyways, let's do a meditation card. Yeah, yeah. We're supposed to be doing tarot this morning. Yeah, right. Okay. um, very good. Uh, I say, how did you know you were psychic? Yeah, psychic or psycho. There's a very fine line, let me tell you. People like me are just fortunate enough that we can turn it on and off, versus people that have, issues like schizophrenia, for example. They're very psychic too. They just don't have the ability to turn it on and off. So they're kind of in a from what I understand, I got at least a half dozen of my good friends in high school became schizophrenic in their teen years and early 20s. So I really got a lot of hands-on experience to that. They were all brilliant people, but for whatever reason, they were more, connected to the spirit world or the energetic world and less connected to the physical, plane, basically. Psychic versus intuitive, yeah, basically they're the same, yeah. Weather's great. I'm gonna be getting my son in between this and again, for the people that are getting on a little bit later at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we have Krista from Germany doing teaching us a little bit about feng shui and how to really align the energies through how we arrange our furniture and decorate our spaces, and how that can look with these accelerated higher energies of 2023. So cool. Good stuff coming on. On the end of the month, I have a young gentleman coming on that's going to teach us the relevance of psychedelics and spirituality. So that should be an interesting interview also. But that's January 31st. We got time before he comes on. But his channel's called Psychedelic Actualization, I think. Anyways, all right. Clearing my mind. Yeah, the motto here, and when I teach mediumship and psychic development, it's the same motto. When you're thinking, you're not connecting, and when you're connecting, you're not thinking. So let me stop thinking so I can connect. Okay, we're good. And I got our card for us. Oh, I like this one. We got a court card. So it's interesting with our meditation card. We have a knack to get the major arcana cards or the court cards. So this may be a spirit guide. And Very good. So the idea when we meditate with tarot, or at least the way that I do it and that I teach it for those of you that are new, for benefit, because I say this every Sunday, because we always have new people every Sunday. But the idea is to get very present and relax. Any meditation, the idea is we stop thinking again, then we start connecting, through breath, through the heart, through the portal of the heart, and just relax. And then in your mind, you can use a snapshot of my Hanson Roberts version of the King of Cups, or if you have your own deck, you can use that, but you can take a mental snapshot. So then when you're ready, just in your mind, open the door, step in the card, look around, because, this is just the doorway that we're seeing this figure, but what's around him? There's a whole panoramic view that you may start to see. So what are you seeing? Well, the first order of business is, what do you feel? Like, as soon as you step into the card, gauge what you feel emotionally. Our emotions, the energy emotion, basically emotions are hormones, but the feelings behind the emotions are all energy. And they're a great gauge as to the energies. That sounded a little redundant, but anyway, so you step into the card, it's a new vibration. You can feel that through your body, through your consciousness, through your energy fields, through your aura. And then maybe, who is this figure? This may be somebody that passed on. This may be one of your spirit guides, one of your angels, and maybe get messages. So it's a full sensory thing when we visualize. It's not just what you're seeing, it's what you're smelling, tasting, hearing, knowing, and all that. So when you step in and just feel the energy and see what messages you get. And you do this this week as a daily exercise. I mean, the meaning of the King of Cups. I mean, I think wonder more of you may be contemplating some kind of a romantic issue or moving into that. We're in this very kind of initiation kind of an energy now. It's going to really be very palpable when we hit Aquarius season, and then Pluto's going to go into Aquarius for a minute in what month in April, I think. I'm not going to keep looking back at my dates, but Pluto's been in Capricorn about 20 years or so, and it's recently been in an alignment with the USA's natal Pluto. So we're in a Pluto return here in the United States now, and Pluto's about evolution and what's the word, transmutation and stuff like that. So basically, it's like a death and rebirth process that's happening here in the USA. And the USA is one of the major players in the Western world. So it's affecting the world and everything. Moon is in Leo now. Yes, this is correct, Pauline. Moon is currently in Leo, and it's going to come into an opposition with Venus, or I think it already hit that opposition actually, because Venus just went into Aquarius. So we're starting to maybe trickle into Aquarius season now. So anyway, let's do a 3-card spread and just see what's showing up with that. And let me have another drink. Let me just this. I heard about this, and I think there's a couple of songs that sort of references. For anybody that's checking in new, the reason we're talking about David Bowie is because it's his birthday today. Or for that matter, if you want to talk about Elvis Presley, feel free to do that, because it's his birthday also. Okay, so what? Anyway, let me hide this. Ground and integrate. Yeah, absolutely. Ground and integrate 5D. I often say that the 3D and the 5D coexist. It's not like you're going anywhere. You're already in the 5D. So it's really your frequency has to align to that level where you're consciously connecting with that. And last night in my meditation, they were kind of showing me, it's hard to explain, but they've shown me this multidimensional reality and just kind of trying to explain it almost like as a mathematical equation, what happens when you go into the higher dimensional frequencies. It's different levels of sacred geometry, basically, and everything. So romantics here. Thank you, universe. Lots of love. Morning opportunity. Thank you, Carissa, for that also. All right, so let me stop thinking so I can connect with these cards for a second. I'm seeing angels, which is nice. Actually, they look like fairies. So maybe the fairy realm is very active also. Okay, so cool. Okay. This one. Let's see if it comes out, but in my mind, I'm seeing the moon card. So even if it doesn't come out, that's like an honorary message. We'll put it that way. I also seeing birds too in my mind. It's maybe as the moon starts to wane and settles down. By the way, Mercury goes stationary direct on the 18th, so we have Mars going direct. Then wow, all major arcana. This is big. This is very huge energy. So I'll show you what I pulled here. So we have the Justice card, then the Hermit card, and then the Judgment card. Interesting. This is going to require a little bit more tea to dive into these cards. Powerful energy. Okay, so let me just show. This is my my level of technology of how to display card. I mean, some people on YouTube are, kind of go to different screens or whatever. I just grab a clipboard. um, we're old school around here. That's what I was saying before. Have you heard of David Bowie? Because we get a lot of millennials and people born out, even after 2000 that tune in also. Uh, looking at this comment. Yeah, I'm gonna flash this one. This is kind of cute. It hits up my. Oh my god. Oh, somewhere where on my memories on Facebook, something that I posted like years ago. It was like a meme that was talking about somebody on their first date, and one of the people saying, "Yeah, before we go any further, how was that word? Before we go any further, have you dealt with your suppressed traumas and childhood issues, or are you gonna try to project that shit on me, basically, or something like that? Like that's a good thing to ask on a first date. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Anyway, went to jail with those cards. I don't think anyone's going to jail, but we have to remember that there are hearings that are going on. There's certain, we'll say public figures that are in a lot of hot water now. We just passed the second anniversary of January the 6th. Now, last week, interestingly, in tarot time, we talked about some ruling coming up later in the week now, right around January 6th, because that was Friday. Now, I haven't heard of that. I in the news, I didn't see that happen, but that doesn't mean that it didn't. It could be like something that happened behind the scenes also. So we have justice, which could be the legal system, but for us, it's also about finding balance and the hermit is really about that higher wisdom. I feel like they're telling a lot of us to step back, that not to get too caught up in a lot of the drama and trauma that's going on there. And judgment is key 20. That's the awakening. We have a 11, although it's really the justice card is really key 8, and scholars like A.E. Wade and others decided to switch the major arcana, like for whatever reason they thought that the justice card was really 11 and then the strength card was really 8 rather than the other way around. But since I've dived a little bit into Chaldean numerology, and the original ones work, but so 11 or 8, whatever. But the thing is, 8 fits this energy a lot better. Why does it fit better? Because it's justice. 8 is Saturn rule, that rules Capricorn, the sign Capricorn. Also, justice card is Libra. I'm a Libra. Hello, hello, all the Libras out there. Um, so and the planet Saturn is exalted in the sign Libra, so it's powerful when it passes through Libra. So there's a lot of energetic indications say this is really key 8, and but this is key 9. The Hermit is key 9, and then Judgment is 20, which reduces to 2. So I think we may hear of some rulings. We may hear of some things going on in the Supreme Court in this country or maybe in other countries. Why am I thinking of King Charles? And anything in the news about him, or is he is he having health issues or something? Or keep an eye on that also. I mean, if you care, keep an eye on that. I don't know if you do or not. But to me, this is saying for us to do a lot of like spiritual work this week. For us, for me, you, for this community, a lot of spiritual work, and a lot of meditation, and work with our spirit guides, work with our angels and spirit guides. They're trying to give us messages because, again, everything's changing. And I think the last live stream that I did, I kind of mentioned also that we have to like not buy into any of the fear-based thinking, prepare for any eventuality. That's why over the last 2 years I bring up things like possible food shortages, supply shortages, and stuff like that. Not that I was necessarily getting a direct hit on that, but so many psychics and astrologers were saying that it would just have seemed irresponsible for you to not bring that up. And yeah, there have been some shortages. Absolutely. That's one of the reasons the prices are higher. But what Spirit has been telling me recently is that this is all part of the game. That they want us to be in fear. It's like, oh my God, there may not be food tomorrow. Oh my God, there may not be electricity or whatever. And then they'll set things up. When I say they, we're talking about those ruling parties, the minute few that want dominion over the whole planet, basically. So, they'll hold some supply ships back in sea. They'll burn down a few food storage units. They'll hold back supply. There'll be empty shelves or whatever. Make people, run around, like scared chickens without out their heads, and then totally create these smoke screens so that we don't know what they're really trying to do. And just follow the money, follow the corrupt flow of power. What would make us more subservient? What if we rely more on technology? In fact, what if we started to interface with technology? Or what if we came out with this advanced version of the internet that utilizes virtual reality, like advanced virtual reality? Well, all that exists right now. That's called the metaverse, for those of you that may not have been really following things in 2022. All this is happening, and they're going to create these fear-based, fear-mongering scenarios to feed all the different ideologies. So there's some to feed the conspiracy theory groups. There's some to feed the more conservative groups. The ones that want to believe that energy doesn't exist or whatever. So they're really trying to do that. Yeah. Let me flash that. Yeah. Right. What did Jesus tell us to fear? Or did he tell us to be in our power? Did he not say, look not to me, but to the Father? And then I always think of Bruce Lee's one of his scenes in Enter the Dragon, when he got the young student and he's like pointing, and the student's looking at his finger, and Bruce Lee goes, smacks him on the head a couple times. And do not focus on the finger, or you'll miss out on all that heavenly glory. So again, don't focus on the teacher. If I'm acting as the teacher right now, if that's my role right now, the idea is not to focus on me, but rather the teachings. I'm just a channel. I'm just a conduit of information, just like you guys are. So that's part of the hermit. That's part of the wisdom, understanding where the true nature comes. I feel like I'm hearing, as I look at this, I'm hearing Justin Hayward, my favorite rock and roll crooner, or one of them. I mean, Elvis Presley wasn't a bad crooner either. Singing the song "Watching and Waiting" from this album called "To My Children's Children's Children," about a time and space traveler. Yeah, that's where the song "Gypsy" comes from. Watching and waiting. Yeah, so that's a great tune. Oh my goodness. So I feel like they're saying, don't feel, don't get into this very kind of impulsive mindset right now. Like we need to be in our center. This is sort of the general message I'm feeling for us. Now understand. Um. Okay. I see. Who just popped in here? Okay. Thank you. um. Very good. Okay, so interesting comments. Interesting comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I have to read this now. Um, okay. Let me I don't know about this. Hold on one second. What's going on here? What are all these messages for? It is. All right, I'm just doing a little house clean. No, 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 that's not what we wanted to do. Um, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I think these comments are relevant anyway. All right, all right, all right. Very good. Avatar 2, The Way Water is fantastic. Thank you for that also. Um, yeah, I loved Avatar 1, so I'm sure I'll do that too. So let me get my focus back. Sorry about that. Um, let's see. Yeah, prudence, like this hermit card, wisdom from above, finding the right balance. So again, with all that's going on, we need to be in our center. We need to, try to, get into your space every day, get into the heart center. We talk a lot about things like heart brain coherence and stuff of that nature. So basically, try to, do that. I shouldn't even say try, succeed in doing that. I'm seeing angels in my mind also as I'm talking about this. It's a daily practice and really work on being the observer. That's the key. Anytime that you feel triggered, try to remind yourself to step back and observe what's happening to you, with your body, your mind, with your thoughts and everything when that happens. And that's how that's how do this. God, there's so many comments coming out here. All right. Anyways, I guess it's all relevant. As long as it's relevant, we'll keep the comments going. All right. So what else? Somebody, again, I think I may have touched on this in the beginning, but somebody may be going back into doing some writing, or maybe drawn to writing or doing more art. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Thanks for verifying that. I just blocked, and that was just too many comments coming out all at once. Spam bot. Okay. Thank you. Yes. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I need more tea. Hold on a second. What did I ever read? Between the two of them, there were two that popped into the same time. That was intense energy. So I'm just clearing my energy now. Array or Oregon chai. All right, hoarded and blocked. Thanks, thanks. So did you see? I think we were talking a little bit about some of the food shortages. Yeah, you said I really come to. I mean, I don't know, obviously, but I have a strong suspicion that all of that stuff, or at least a good portion of it, is really, again, it's like leading people down different rabbit holes. I mean, they want everybody confused, basically, is the bottom line. All right. So judgment, use your discernment, with people, with who you listen to. A lot of false prophets, a lot of false teachers out there. Um, and I've been trying to explain this in a lot of my live streams, so people don't get caught up in the nonsense that there are people that have done whatever work or whatever, that know how to manipulate energy. And the long and the short of it is, there are teachers out there, that they're not real teachers. They're trying to, like, entrap people, basically, that will make you feel energetically like they have some great knowledge, or that you feel like enlightened in their presence or whatever, but it's just tricks of energy. If you're in your heart center, you cannot be fooled. So I think that's part of the message here. The hermit is Virgo energy. Virgo, even though it's a Mercury ruled earth sign, it's a very heart centered sign, from what I'm understanding. Yes, Elvis and David Bowie. Yes, yes, yes. um 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 I don't know. I guess bots don't get blocked that easily. All right. Oh, okay. It was blocked. Okay. Um, yeah, if they were blocked, that comment should disappear if they were blocked. Okay. Um, all right. Anyhow, a lot of distraction this morning. Interesting. We're talking about the powers that be that are trying to distract people. Now, the night, not last night, but the night before last, did anybody feel like the energy was really crazy? Because I had this impression that there was some kind of energetic, like EMF things, like programming through electronics or stuff like that was going on, and I woke up and I just felt like I mean, I honestly I've been working my butt off. I took Christmas Day off and I haven't had a day off since then, and um yeah, and I've been working my butt off. So anyhow, yeah, if you guys want to keep reporting the bots, that would be appreciated because it's really freaking distracting me. I might just have to ignore it. And sorry about all these comments. Um, but the thing is, okay, where was I? Where was I? Remind me. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was talking about yeah, it just felt like there was some new kind of mind. I call them mind viruses, yeah, that they're trying to hit people with. So that kind of energy is coming on. When 2023 hit, there was a palpable shift, a palpable elevation of frequency, and a lot of people felt it, not just me. And it wasn't wishful thinking, it was so. There is this war on consciousness. We talk about that a lot. We have to be spiritual warriors. That starts by being in our heart, being true of intention, being of honor, being of impeccability, and being of responsibility. So one of the things I talk about in terms of like what does spiritual warriorship mean to me? What it means to me is that I take responsibility for everything in my reality, no matter who did what to me, no matter what things out of my control happen to me, because I know everything's energy and energy is all connected. So I know whatever I hold this frequency, that this universe that's fractal, that is designed to be our ultimate teacher, is reflecting back that energy in my experience, and that's my day-to-day life. So it's like I'm not a victim. It's like okay, this person did this to me, that person did the other thing. What's in my energy that attracted that situation in the first place? Sometimes you'll find, if you do that something that seems super negative was really wasn't that way at all, and in fact the exact opposite. Because sometimes these really hard, really challenging and difficult experiences or people that come into your life, those petty tyrants, are really here to teach you. They're really here to help you to shift so that you understand what it is that you're holding subconsciously. We're 95% subconscious. So whatever it is that we're holding subconsciously, um, that yeah, whatever that is. Okay, sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. Very distracting. I guess I'm hitting the big time. I better get used to it, right, guys? Losers always come back. Yeah, it's a bot. It's not even a person. It's a bot. So they say something between 30 to 40% of YouTube comments come from bots. They don't even come from people. Petty tyrant Carlos Castaneda. Yes, he um, Carlos Castaneda talked a lot about that. That's where I first heard that from. Was it a separate reality or Journey to Ixtlan? I think it was Journey to Ixtlan where we talked a lot about the petty tyrants. It may have been Ring of Power also. Um, okay. So anyway, so I think we get the general idea. The major arcana tend to relate more to consciousness and actual events, but in the world around us, we may see some rulings, we may see some more stuff going on, maybe with a certain ex-president that's in a lot of hot water now. Um, Maybe with a certain ex-director of the NSAID that recently stepped down, or all this stuff. It's all going to be boiling to the surface as part of this whole energy and this whole shift that's happening, basically, as well. So again, be in our higher wisdom. I think some of us are going to be gravitating towards new teachers. I encourage everybody to look around, like either YouTube or Rumble, or wherever, or coast to coast, or wherever ever the teachers hang out. For some reason, they pop Bruce Lipton in my mind. Is Dr. Lipton's a brilliant teacher, by the way. So maybe some of you are getting into him. I always talk about Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza, but he's another heavyweight in the spiritual science community. All right, let's move on. I may get more messages. I wanted to pull. I have a few new things, or a few things I haven't done for a while. But firstly, with the Native American tarot, three. So this is joint efforts. This is again about community. So see how this kind of lines up with these cards here. Um, so joint effort, that would relate to the three of something. I don't know, three of what? Three of wands, I think. So yeah, community is very, very important. Absolutely, yeah. Uh, so, and anyhow, I would think election fraud would be front and center. Yeah. I mean that's certainly is one of the things I think also. Yeah. Um, and saying. Well, actually, yeah, the new moons right now are the super moons. So the full moons are smaller. Yeah, last month, this month, and next month. So the full moons are actually a little bit smaller than average right now. And the new moons are the super moons. So once we hit that Aquarius new moon at 1 degrees, that's what's that, the 21st, or whenever that is, that's going to be a huge shift. Also, that's really going to bring us full on into Aquarius season. And too many teachers can go ditzy. Yeah, absolutely. So, this is about community. It's kind of like oh, I see. They're all kind of hunting the walrus together. So and they're all working together basically. Well, thank you, Suzette, for that. Oh, except the bots. Yeah, the bots can go somewhere else. Um, so I have. Speaking of which, it's like I say, I have my Salvador Dali deck. So I wanted to pull a card from this also. I don't know why I thought Salvador Dali's birthday was around now, but he's a Taurus, not a Capricorn. He's a different Earth sign. um, anyways, born on the 11th of May. Okay. Not the 11th of January. My mistake. 11th of May was his birthday. All right. So what does Salvador Dali have to say all about this, about bots or whatever? Oh, I love the star card. Oh, wait. Actually, sorry. I have to do this. Otherwise, this video is going to get taken down. Sorry about that. So, yeah, they'll count it as nudity. This good. All right. I think this works. Wait. Oh, okay. And anyway, so sorry about that, but you get kind of the idea. But the star card, interestingly, um, the star card is another major arcana, so we can add that to the major arcanas. The star is key 19. It's in a way it's solar, but that's okay. The sun is the star, and yeah, good point. I'm going to flash this comment, Michael, because this is true. That um what's he saying? The star implies otherworldly beings. Yeah. another thing that's very relevant is extraterrestrial and interdimensional intelligences. That's why I had Lily Nova come on last month. That she does starseed interviews with people that have been, a, been part of the secret space programs and stuff like that. Um, yeah, Carissa, we're all adults, but believe it or not, um, other tarot readers have had their videos taken down because of nudity in the cards. So that's why I had to cover that up, basically. And so, anyway, but yeah, we're all adults. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, but here, and here's another comment. Um, oh yeah, you're right. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if him or people like Greg Braden had something to do with it. Greg Braden's a really big proponent of the matrix theory, or the simulation theory, as it's called. I mean, physical reality is a simulation. The ancients called them Maya, like the ancient Vedics. That means illusion, and whether it's a spiritual simulation, or if we're actually literally living in an advanced computer program, that I honestly don't know. But whatever the case, it's our classroom again. We have to understand that, and we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We got to basically understand that this is what we've been given, so that we can learn and grow and be free of the matrix, be free of the cycles of birth and death, which is what we want. And we want to remember who we are. For star seeds, we want to remember that we come into the human experience. Part of the agreement is to forget, because that's part of the classroom. And so this is all the stuff that we want. Now that we have all the support from all these major arcana cards here, which is consciousness, the justice gives us that sense of balance, that sense of equilibrium. The hermit card gives us that access to our highest wisdom, to a direct conduit to spirit or God. And the judgment is the awakening. That's the renewal. That's it can be trial by fire. It can be initiation. It's going from one level of energy to another, just like when electrons go to a different what's it called, the valent orbit. That's called the quantum leap. That's where we get the expression quantum leap from. And that's what's happening. We're in a quantum leap of consciousness. So I feel like they're telling us to step back. If there's try not to get into a lot of drama. Basically, try to be more in the heart. If anybody has a challenge when it comes to being alone or by themselves, work on that and work through that, because you're never alone. There's always beings. There's always energy around you. I live alone in the Catskills, and Spirit's been showing me some relationship thing coming in. I don't know who, when, or if, or whatever. And I keep saying to myself, it would take a lot for me to give up my life right now, because I love the lifestyle of being single, and being here, and being able to talk to you guys on YouTube. And occasionally I'll go out and meet my friends, obviously, but most of the time I'm here alone. But I'm not alone, because I'm always with spirit. I always feel energy. I always feel joy. I mean, yeah, something may upset me and something may get me off balance, but I'm learning how to get back into my heart more quickly now, rather than to stay in those frustrated or angry or scared or depressed vibrations. And that's really, I think, the ticket right now is just being in the heart. When something gets you off balance, to come back to the heart as quickly as possible. We do that by not taking ourselves so seriously. We do that by being the observers of our emotional reactions, rather than the participants. That's what meditation will bring to you. Like the Buddha said when asked, "What have you gained from meditation?" He said, "Nothing. But I'll tell you what I've lost. I've lost depression. I've lost fear of death. I've lost fear of old age. I've lost loneliness." And that's basically what it is, because you come back to who you really are. And once that happens, then you can start to advance and grow. So anyway, never alone, never alone. Yes. So who's next on the list here? Let's do in honor of Amy from Elevated Intuition, Spirituality, and Tarot. Let's do a sacred geometry card and get a message this way also. Uh, fertility. Oh my goodness. So you know, fertility. Do we want to be more fertile? Well, fertility can go in a lot of different directions, right? But if anybody's wanting to have a child, definitely work with this one. And again, you can kind of meditate with it and everything. And what it says here is the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So that's the message here. And yeah, since you're awake, we'll flash you also. And it's great. We do have spirit. We are never alone. I'm personally. Yeah, me too. Yeah. And I do reprogramming every day. Yeah, there's layers upon layers. I do my shadow work, and I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I basically in the last just couple of months I uncovered a whole layer of stuff, and it's basically covers my life as far as like two, and just realizing I don't want to, because it sounds like I'm feeling sorry for myself, and I'm not. I'm feeling very empowered, but I just realized that I got very broken at a very very early age, and now it's like I feel more energy than ever. So anyhow, I love Adam's rants. Yeah, I go on my rants. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. All right. So I have my other animal deck that I use, Steve Farber's deck. I want to say, um, uh, all right. So let me just clear my mind because I'm thinking. That means I'm not connecting. They show me like soap, so I think this is a good week to do cleansing. The next 2 weeks when the moon's waning, if you want to do some fasting or some different diets or colonics, do that. Grouse, grouse says grouse. Grouses are they or grice? No, I think they're grouses. They sound like helicopters when they take off, right? Um, and the express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Yeah, they sound like a drum when they take off from the ground. Also, an interesting thing about the grouse is they're full flight birds. They're not flightless or anything, but they spend a lot of time on the ground compared to most birds. And I think part of the message with that for us is that we want to really be more in our spirit, more in our higher selves. I don't want to say in our higher chakras because we need to be in our lower chakras also. But the idea is to learn to see your life, see the earth plane from a higher vantage point, just like the grouse. That's they're good flyers, all that stuff. They choose to spend a lot of time in the ground and learn more about the earth plane, learn more about this realm. So I feel like as you do your meditation and spiritual work and you expand more into spirit, then you start to re-examine your physical life from a whole new perspective, more from the perspective of the birds. Remember, birds are messengers from spirit. All birds represent messages from spirit in Native American teachings. And very good. So we're gonna post that. I try to dance, not every day. It's part of my workout routine. I do a half hour of dancing, and I still keep up with some of my martial arts training. So but rhythm, timing, that's so important. This universe moves in rhythm and timing. Everything has a cadence. Everything has a beat. Our heartbeat has a beat. The earth has a heartbeat. The only thing is we don't know that because a single earth heartbeat might be millions of years. But the microcosm and the macrocosm are the same. What happened inside of an atom, that's quantum physics. They're discovering about a dozen new subatomic particles every year. Once we understand the atom, we can understand The atom and the universe are exactly the same. The laws are exactly the same. They work exactly the same. There's the exact same proportion between matter and empty space. Only one's very macrocosm, one's very microcosm. Like an electron could take about 10 seconds to circle the Earth. That's how fast the electrons move in the atoms. We have 15 trillion cells in our body. Each cell has billions of atoms. You know, that's our universe. That's teaching us the universe that we live in. And each universe of the multiverse is like an atom in our bodies, basically. So that's part of the understanding. At least that's the magic. I'm gleaning from the grouse. Let's do an angel card and pack up, because we've got to get ready for our 1:00 live stream, so we can all learn more about Feng Shui and 2023 with Krista, who's on Blindly Inspired. She's actually here somewhere. If you want to say hi, feel free. And who's going to be teaching us in about an hour. I mean, I don't know how long I've been on. I know I've been on a while, like dealing with bots and trying to keep my focus. Okay, stop thinking. I'm connecting. No, I'm not. No wonder. So you're saying wrong card. I'm like, oh yeah, I do have the wrong cards here. Love my life story. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I have no idea. All right, throat chakra. Well, it's throat chakra month on Spirit Mind Family, and no, this was not planned. No, this was not an advertisement. That's my Patreon group. But by the way, well, let me talk about the card first. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. So working with the throat chakra, beautiful, because that's how we communicate with ourselves, with our spirits, with each other. And that's how we get clairaudient messages. So our psychic sense of hearing, our psychic sense of smell, our psychic sense of taste, clairgentience, is all linked into the throat chakra. So the lion's share of communication is listening. I say this all the time. Sometimes we forget that your words and phrases may mean something completely different to me than it does to you. But then we're so in our egos, even a spiritual people, we can be very in our ego sometimes, that we assume that whatever the other person's saying is using vernacular that we understand, and their whole take on the phrase may be completely different than yours. So what do we want to do? We want to open our hearts. We want to be able to connect energetically when we're communicating also, and not just hear the words that somebody's saying, but to feel the words also. And then you get more the complete package of the communication, basically. We all have different programs. We all have different education. We all see words differently. Although there is some level of universality in the way words and phrases are used. It's part of the programming that we all share. A lot of that social conditioning also. So when you talk about communication, that can go in a lot of different directions. So work on the throat chakra. So on the 11th, we're going to do a transmission, but it's going to be on Spirit Mind Family on Patreon. It's $5 a month. It's a membership support group, and everything that I make from that goes to support the creation of spiritual educational material, including here on YouTube and courses. I'm going to have some free courses on my new website also. So, and that's where we do the deeper work with the master teacher. We do some pretty deep work here also. In fact, if you didn't do the full moon transmission, that was a really powerful one. And the full moon energy is still going to be active till around Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So go back to that. You'll catch the same energy. But if you want to go on the faster, more accelerated plan, then we do 2 transmissions a month on that exclusive platform, and then we have exclusive videos. So it's throat chakra month. So we're doing a lot of work with the throat chakra. So anyhow, what else are you guys saying here before we end? Throat chakra month. Yeah, well, listening to the lion's share, but of course, speaking and communicating through actions, right? Actions speak louder than words. So here's our 1 o'clock interview with Krista. Thank you. What was I saying? Oh, thank you, Suzette, for doing that. Yeah, yeah, and people that upgrade to $11, we do every other month. We have like a little psychic cafe on Zoom. As my way of saying thank you for donating a little bit extra. I want to kind of keep that out of that realm of that being an incentive and trying to throw like a line out there to hook people to donate more money. It's more of an appreciation. That's the reason that I do that. And and what else? And it's so true. Yeah, yes. And if you're unclear about something, have the person repeat it. Like what's the motive behind it? It's like two people can say the exact same thing, and I'll get a different message from each person because I feel their word. I feel their energies as they communicate. So that's what I have to sit for that. So what do we have? 2 hours. So I need to eat. I need to prepare. See, I'm in a good mood. I didn't not even eat my breakfast yet, so nobody has an excuse. Well, it's sunny out and it's not warm, but anyways, I'm just gonna flash this because this is relevant also. Uh, yeah, I'll announce the date. I think it's gonna be a week from Tuesday, Suzette. Like I could think of something said hurtful when it's really just my yeah. That's a prime example. I've been guilty of that also, and it's kind of like I've had to sort of just tell myself like if somebody's not communicating with me, it's not that they're rejecting me. It's just they've got other things going on. That's part of my shadow stuff is rejection and rejection issue. It got me in a lot of trouble in my life. But anyways, for another day, I'll dive deeper into that. So a quieter week on the Medium channel. I'm not going to do any live streams till next Sunday. I need a break, and plus, we hit 2023. Hit the ground running, so to speak. So I did like four or five live streams last week and the week before. Anyways, all right. Anyway, you're welcome. Have a beautiful day, and if you wish to come back at one, you are so welcome. I love you. Thank you.